Hey guys, today I thought I'd do something a little different. I've been running these rally stages now for a couple weeks, but I've been sort of struggling to perform. Part of that reason is because of the work I've done largely has been centered around circuit driving and formula cars. And while there's certainly some crossover between formula racing and rally racing, there's some major differences as well. Taking a corner effectively on a loose surface, like gravel or snow, requires a keen understanding of the car's weight balance. For instance, when driving any car, you feel yourself press forward when you apply the brakes, right? You lurch forward. And the harder you brake, the harder you're pushed forward. And that feeling is the weight transferring, putting more weight on the front tires, front wheels, and reducing the weight on the rear wheels. Similarly, when you take a left turn, you feel yourself being pulled to the right, which is also the weight transferring from the left tires to the right tires. So the weight transfers from the inside to the outside. Perhaps the most famous and flashy use of this in rally racing is when going through a hairpin turn. You have to really utilize the weight transfer of the car in order to do a hairpin smoothly and quickly on a loose surface. The goal is to keep the weight on the front tires, which we achieve by both releasing the throttle and by applying the brakes, which allows the car to dig in and be able to steer. The front wheels won't slide. There's a bunch of weight on them, or they shouldn't slide if you're speeding, if you've got the right speed, while also removing the weight from the rear tires, which allows them to slide around the corner. And we can amplify this effect by using the side-to-side weight transfer as well, in addition to the front and back weight transfer. If we load a bunch of weight onto one side of the car and then quickly shift that load to the other side, we create a sort of pendulum effect with the weight, hence the technical term for this maneuver, the pendulum turn. Colloquially, however, this maneuver is known as the Scandinavian flick. The idea is that when approaching, say, a tight left hairpin, we first turn the car to the right, loading the weight onto the left tires. Then quickly swing the car left into the corner. The aggressive weight transfer from side to side, from the left side to the right side, as well as being on the brakes hard and off the throttle presumably, causes the weight to shift forward and to the right, and it swings the car around. And today, I'm going to practice this maneuver. I'll take you through it. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so here we are. We're going to try to do some of this weight transfer stuff. So you can already see, if you look in the lower left, you can kind of see what I'm doing with the wheel. I'm being pretty aggressive with it here, which is probably not necessarily the right way, but I'm still kind of learning and I'm being a little bit exaggerated with it. But you'll see, I'm coming into a right corner. So I'm coming up to a left here, I know that. You're going to watch as I cut the wheel to the right a little bit, and then I swing it to the left. And then I have to counter steer to catch the slide. So here we're coming up onto a right-hand corner, so I'm going to cut the wheel to the left and then throw it to the right. So that's the gist of it, really. I really don't know what else there is to say about it, I guess, but I did practice this for a little while here on this really handy rally course, or rallycross sort of circuit, sort of track that I was recommended by some of the other guys. My webcam got a little knocked, so not the clearest view. Half the webcam was just my wall, but yeah, as you watch, I'll come into a right-hand corner, I get the wheel going to the left, and I swing it to the right. Now there's a right-hander coming up, I've got the wheel. You can kind of use the exit of a right-hander to get loaded up for a left-hander, but you see I really exaggerated on this hairpin. I got a little bit overzealous, perhaps. Well, no perhaps, I definitely did. But I'm being exaggerated because I want to get used to what it feels like to do this. This was not a good one. And you see the car didn't want to turn, like it started to plow forward. But you could see there that I had basically made the mistake. I didn't get the weight transferred to the left and then to the right. And it totally screwed up the corner. So here we go, coming out of here, we've got a hairpin coming up, so I'm going to turn the wheel to the left and then swing it to the right. And we hold it and hold it and hold it. And one of the important things, too, is your eyes. It's like, one of the tenets of racing, essentially, and driving in general, really, is you go where you look. So look where you want to be. Don't look where you don't want to be. Don't look at the wall. Don't look at a curb you might be approaching. Look where you want to go. And your hands tend to sort of do the right thing. So I'm still working on that. And there I bonked the wall. I got a little bit. That one was a weird one. Kind of the car sort of stalled out on me. I think I just didn't apply enough throttle. But look where you want to go. I'm trying to look through the walls, basically, toward where I know that the exit of the corners are, which is a lot easier on a circuit that I sort of know because I'm doing the same lap over and over. In an actual rally stage, and I got a little overzealous there as well. In an actual rally stage, that's much harder, and it requires a certain trust of your co-driver and be very forward thinking. But you would definitely want to look through the corner. So turn to the left, swing it to the right. That one wasn't excellent, and you see it started to plow there at the end. Part of that was my eyes, and part of it was that I didn't let the weight transfer all the way to the left. That one I did a good one. That one, the weight got all the way transferred, and then we transfer it back to the left, swing it to the right again for this sort of double corner. And yeah, just keep on going. That was a pretty good one. But again, the car, if I don't look where I'm going, I end up about 3/4 of the way through the corner, and the car suddenly stops rotating because I've stopped continuing to look through the corner. And that's going to wreck the corner. And it doesn't have to be, I mean, and look how wide this track is. You guys have seen some of the stages I've done where it's really narrow. So really you don't have a lot of opportunity to screw this up. It is, I think, one of the key elements to being very fast in a rally car. But I have a lot of work to do. There we go. I'm trying to look through. I'm not looking through the corner anymore. You can see I'm looking at the wall, and that's where the car went. And I mean, that's kind of the cool thing about VR is you know where I'm looking because this thing's strapped to my face. So it's like if I'm looking through the corner, it should be pretty obvious, you know. But if I'm not looking through the corner, it doesn't really work, or at least it doesn't work as well. It really does make all the difference to just turn your head. But you know, years of playing video games where turning your head didn't do anything but take your eyes off the television. Kind of makes that difficult because, you know, ultimately this is a video game, and I think in a real car, actually driving, I think it's more natural to understand. Like, your brain doesn't hesitate to think like, oh, I can turn and look. That time I had my head practically all the way out the window of the car because I'm trying to look through the corner, and I almost did too much there because I don't know if I clipped the barrier there, but it was awfully close if I didn't. So we just keep going, and it's just a short little track. It's a great little place to practice getting the weight transfer right. That time I got a little overzealous. I clipped the barrier there. So it's sort of an interesting track because, you know, rally stages often... So that time I caught myself not looking. I looked out the window suddenly because I'm trying to like get the car to rotate. And as weird as it sounds, you know, you can do a lot with your hands and a lot with your feet, but you got to do work with your eyes too. But, you know, with a rally stage, you know, you don't have walls on the outside, but you do have rocks and trees and such. So it's sort of like it's an interesting circuit. And that time I bopped the... right there I bopped the view adjustment button on my steering wheel, and it totally threw me off. And I just sort of aborted the corner. That was an unfortunate mistake, but I'm having to do so much work on the wheel, which you can see in the lower left. I'm having to do so much work on the wheel. It's really... And then yeah, kind of overspeed there. It's really hard with this formula wheel to do this much work, and having the buttons on the face of the wheel is kind of ridiculous. It's just, there are situations, I mean, I shouldn't really be in panic situations, but when they do happen, I tend to hit the buttons on the front face of the wheel, and some of them do things like pause the game or adjust the headset and things like that, unfortunately. So that's just part of it. But as I went, you know, I'm not sure if I got to see them. That was a good one. I'm actually going to rewind this. We're going to back up. We're going to rewind it just a little bit. Oh, I kind of can't. But you saw that I came over the left, like I was doing a circuit drive, and I shook my head there because I was frustrated with myself. I came over to the left, like I was doing a circuit, where you go to the outside. But I didn't, like, push the weight to the left. The weight had completely settled down, and when I cut the wheel to the right, I just had no steering. And the car didn't want to turn, and took me right into the wall. And so, what I'm hoping to achieve, as I continue practicing and working on this rally endeavor, is I'm hoping to get to a point where this weight transfer is completely natural, and I don't really have to think about it. And it's like when I'm coming up to a right corner, I'm turning left, and... Which is funny, actually, because I spent a lot of time unlearning that for formula driving. Because the first thing I ever did in a racing sim was rally racing. And when I came in to start working on circuit driving, I was finding that I was coming into a right-hander by cutting the wheel to the left a little bit and then turning right. And it took me months and months to like unlearn to do that, because in a Formula car you don't want to be doing that. Yeah, and I'm getting a little overzealous here at the end. I'm starting to wrap up the session, and I was trying to get a clean run, but it just wasn't quite happening for me. So I definitely, there's not really a terribly happy end to this video. It's not like I did 15 minutes of practice and suddenly was an ace, but I did want to show what this is about, why the car moves the way that it does while I'm on gravel, or on snow, or on whatever. And clearly I do have a lot of work to go, but as I keep driving, if you see me, you know, coming into a right-hander and turning the wheel left, and you wonder why does he do that? This is the idea. The idea is to help the car come around. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm still driving, but I know we're wrapping up here, so I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a little different today. I'm gonna get back to live streaming here in the future. I don't want to make a bunch of "this is what rally is" videos, although I might do one on what the pace notes are all about. The guy shouting, and shouting numbers and directions in my ear. I might do a video about that, but anyway, slightly different format today, but I'm going to leave it there. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you have a lovely day. Thanks for watching.
Left 4, 150. Right 2, 70. Twisty, 140. Red 3, care, 40, over crest into, right 4, 120. Left 2. Left 2. Right 5, 60. Right 4, 70. Left 6, 100. Right hairpin, 80. Left 4, 150. Right 2, 70. Twisty, 140. Red 3, care, 40, over crest into, right 4, 120. Left 2. Left 2. Right 4, 70, right 5, 60, right 4, 70. Left 6, 100. Right hairpin, 80. Left 4, 150. Right 2, 70.